This is the Sunshine Cathedral perspective. California Church of the Nazarene pastor faces removal after LGBTQ+ support. A California pastor affiliated with the Church of the Nazarene may be removed from his position over an essay he wrote expressing support for the blessing of same-sex marriage. Although the denomination holds a traditional stance on marriage and sexuality, the Reverend Selden Dee Kelley III, senior pastor at San Diego First Church of the Nazarene, plans to appeal a decision finding that he violated denominational clergy standards. He wrote an essay in February entitled "A Hope for Change," which was part of a publication titled "Why the Church of the Nazarene Should Be Fully LGBTQ+ Affirming." In an interview with the Christian Post, Kelley said he has 30 days to file an appeal with the Regional Appeals Board. Kelley said he has received much support from the congregation he has served as pastor for the last 17 years. According to the Church of the Nazarene Manual 2017 through 2021, under the section titled Human, and I'm quoting, Human Sexuality and Marriage, the denomination holds that, again, I'm quoting, that it is God's intention for our sexuality to be lived out in the conventional union between one woman and one man, unquote. The section also denounces adultery, polygamy, sex between unmarried couples, pornography, and sexual violence, arguing that sexual sin is not only personal, but pervades the systems and structures of the world. Where do we start? Do we start with marriage being between one woman and one man? And where do we find that in the Bible? In the Old Testament, we've got one guy who had 700 concubines, 300 wives. Say what?
The other way around.
Thank you. 300 wives, 700 concubines.
No, it's the other way around. It was, who was it? Solomon. He had
700 wives and
some extra concubines. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he had a lot.
He was 1,000 women is what we're saying.
He was a busy dude. And in what they're talking about, I breathe, 2, 3, 4. Pornography is a choice. Everything that they talk about is a choice except for that sexual battery. That should be a problem for everybody. Other than that, I don't understand why we're getting into people's bedrooms, why we're telling people what they should do and what they can do and why they can do it. Anyway, team, take it.
Well, I do understand. I don't know a lot about the Nazarenes, but they are Wesleyan, and I believe came out of the Holiness movement. And so, and the thing about the Salvation Army, in fact, most of the Wesleyans, if you are a follower of Jesus, you're expected to live a holy life. And so they don't like a lot of drinking or smoking, sometimes even dancing, swearing, sex outside of, a very conservative idea about even how sex happens. And if we could figure out a better way to reproduce, they'd probably just cancel it altogether, sex, you know what I mean? So that's the Holiness tradition. So, I mean, I don't want to be too mean about it, except they're being mean to us, and I don't want to let them be mean to us in the name of not being mean to them. I mean, it's kind of a complicated thing. But first of all, I think this is one of the problems with a lot of Christianity, especially evangelical Christianity, is that it's sin-based. That it's all about identifying sinners, saving sinners, rebuking sin, controlling things so that people can't be sin as much. And I just think that it's not a healthy model. I think we should be based on love and not on rules. I think, now, of course we want to treat, but the rules Jesus gave us were treat others the way you'd like to be treated. I don't think people would want to be micromanaged the way that churches try to micromanage people. That goes against the golden rule. And so, and like you said, one man, one woman, in the Bible, a lot of times it's one man and lots of women and their servants. You know what I mean? And so that's just, I always bristle when I hear that because it is just a straight up lie. These people know this. These people quote Bible all the time. They teach the Bible stories to their kids. They know they're lying. They know there's not any one man, one woman situation in the Bible. I mean, sometimes there's just a man, but that's usually about economics. you couldn't have more wives than you could afford, and a lot of poor people. So, so it's always rich people. It's always kings and rich people that have all these wives and servants. But that's the morality, is that you shouldn't take on more women than you can feed and raise their kids. Like every woman should have her own house to raise her kids in. And well, if you can't afford all that, so poverty produces monogamy and those cultures, not ethics, not morality. And so it's just, what I hate so much about it is that it's just not true. The other thing I hate about it is that I hate sin-based faith, where it's because you can't have that without guilt and shame and policing and micromanaging. And I don't see how any of that is spiritually valuable or leads to growth or healing or joy. And so good for this pastor for standing up for love. And it's too bad that the system that he's part of can't see the goodness in that. They're just so busy trying to micromanage people's morality and personal lives. And this thing about, and it's okay because we also condemn porn. Well, why are you condemning porn? I condemn exploitation.
Thanks.
So if you were forced into porn, let's go save you. But if it was your choice and you're loving it and that's how you're making your living, trying to get some notoriety, be safe. God bless you. What's it to me?
It's
what I
your
mean?
body.
So yeah, all of this that's identifying how people are broken and wrong and trying to fix, I just don't think that's healthy spirituality. And we stay far away from it at the Sunshine Cathedral. I hope. We try.
Right. One thing I do want to point out, though, too, is, yes, kudos to the pastor, fabulous. But the congregation stood behind him. So, yes, a lot of it is shame-based, but a lot of people, particularly in this congregation and then possibly elsewhere, are looking at that and saying, you know what, this doesn't fit, this doesn't work. I like what this guy is saying. It's possible that they have LGBTQ plus family members or dear friends, that kind of thing. They're not going to stand by and let this faith community attack their friends.
And they're 17
Next up,
years.
we are excited to tell you about our next adventure with our global fellowship. In 2024, we'll be going to where the hills are alive as we explore Austria and Alpine Europe for Gay Oktoberfest. Space is extremely limited, so make sure you go to happeningout.travel/sunshine to reserve your space now.
There are people who
would you like to join the Queer God Squad
someone that was even around here Jesus talk at all.
2024?
Or anything.
Yeah, and so
now
I
you
just
can.
want to know who was,
You
how
will
do we
visit
get to this
Cozumel,
intent?
Mexico,
It's a matter of
Grand
interpretation.
Cayman, and
You know,
Ocho
and if you
Rios.
have this
And
manual
you
that you've been
can
going by
even
for all this
add
time,
an open
it may be,
bar
I want to
and
invite them to
Wi-Fi.
read, look at
Join
their
us
manual
by
and look
going
at
to
2023 what's going on
happeningout.travel
versus trying to do all this
/sunshine.
dogma stuff to keep people in line. Because I can assure you that what you got in that manual, 99% of your congregation ain't doing.
Follow the money and follow the power, by the way.
Yes.
If I'm part of a system that's trying to control you, who benefits from that? I guess me. So now I'm fighting to keep the system. I got to protect the system. This is holy. This is what God wants. Because I've risen, I'm a bishop, I'm a attendant, or on the high council or whatever. And so this system is benefiting me. I don't want to teach it. You know what I mean?
Let's think about that for a moment.